Good afternoon. This is Math with Mr. Samuels. Once again, before you watch this video, just like always, make sure you have your notes with you. We're going to go ahead and begin. Make sure you also follow along, filling in everything as I fill in everything. So today we're talking about combining like terms. But before we can talk about combining like terms, first we need to identify a couple of things. So right here, this is known as an algebraic expression. And in this algebraic expression, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different terms. Now, within those 6 different terms, we have different things. First and foremost, we have variable terms. So these are the terms with the variable. So our variable terms are non-x, 16x, negative x. Okay? Those are our variable terms, 9x, 16x, and negative x. Now our constants, those numbers that will not change, the value of them will not change. Our constants are -2, 8, and 10. So let me type that in, -2, 8, and 10. And last but certainly not least, we have our coefficients. Now the description of coefficients is the number next to a variable. So when we talk about our coefficients, let me go ahead and highlight this for you guys. We're talking about that number right in front of the variable. So we're talking about this 9, talking about this positive 16, and we're also talking about this imaginary number that's in front of this x. You guys have to remember that in front of that x, we really have an imaginary 1, okay? So the coefficient there would just be -1, okay? Got to remember that, okay? But let's go ahead and type that in down below. Our coefficients are 9, 16, and -1. So what we're going to do is just identify all of our variable terms, our constants, and our coefficients. So first and foremost, our variable terms in the first example are 8a and 2a, okay? Our constant terms, well, the only one that's a constant is this -3. Last but certainly not least, our coefficients. Remember, our coefficients are the numbers in front of the variable. So we have 8 and we have 2. So our coefficients that we fill in the box are 8 and 2. Oh, what just happened? Coefficients we fill in the box. Eight and 2. Okay. Now, let's do another example before we continue. Let's go ahead and do number 8. Okay. On number 8, we have a couple of variable terms, and those variable terms are m7, mn, and -m. Okay. Our constants are only 12. That's the only one that's by itself. That's the only one that's not going to change. Now our coefficients, can't forget this imaginary 1 in front of this m. 1, 7 for this one, and that imaginary -1 in front of that other m. Okay, let me highlight these really quickly. So we have m, 7, and -1. Okay. 1 here and 1 here. So what you're going to do is you're going to finish the rest of this page, all these examples on the first page, and we're going to discuss them in class. This is Math with Mr. Samuels. Have a wonderful evening. Don't worry about the second page. Don't worry about this page. We're going to discuss it briefly in class tomorrow. Do not worry about the second page. We will discuss it in class tomorrow. Have a great evening, everyone.